how did you build your relationships with media? How did you find contact in them, and how has it worked for you?
Yeah, pretty much. It was, we started to just do some events, whether it was food drives or whether it was inviting Basics of Sikhi down or just anything, and whether it was inviting Khalsa bikers down because they had a tour. And then we just started thinking to ourselves, okay, we need to get this into the media, but we literally had no idea how to get into the media, nobody to tell us what to do or anything. So we had this sort of random organic journey that we went through, which took about a couple of years, basically, through trial and error and what works. So basically, literally, phoned up the local newsroom, I want to get a story into the paper, how do I do it? They just literally tell you to, send the information, and you send the information, and then just from then onwards, you can sort of figure out what they're looking for. The story has to be, has to be different. It has to have a catchy title. So for example, we did a Turban Day in Leicester, at the Star Day, and on one occasion we called it Turban Day 2013. No media responded. But the following year we called it Urban Turban, right? An event that happened in Derby. And, media were going crazy simply because we called it Urban Turban, and it was just more exciting. BBC Radio Leicester, we went into there, and I tied the Star on a presenter, live in the studio, and they put it onto their Facebook account. And literally, because it was titled Urban Turban, and they got really excited about it. It sounded catchy, it sounded fun. But then obviously at the same time you need to be able to deliver as well, right? The content of the email needs to be, which we'll talk about probably going forward. The content has to be written quite professionally, has to have some structure to it, has to have potentially some quotes in it, which organisations are going to be involved. It has to be quite exciting as well. It has to make the person, the press person, want to cover this story. And then obviously, following on from there, once you're sort of in there, you need to think about, how is this event going to be exciting for them if they cover it. So there's a number of things like that, but there's plenty of sort of hooks that we can sort of talk about. So one hook is Urban Turban, right, which is, basically interesting, exciting. But then, when we did the Khalsa Bikers event, we tried to, in our content, make sure that we made it very exciting, but also very visual for the reader. So we said, we use words like 30 strong bikers, leather clad, flowing beards. When they were reading, we wanted to paint a picture in their head through words, through this press release, so that, they literally thought, okay, we need to cover this. This sounds fantastic. And, with that day, we had, sort of TV coverage from BBC, ITV, the local paper, sort of other local TV channels. Everybody was there basically. And so that's another way. And then obviously you can put interesting statistics in there. So, we've previously done like a food drive before, where we collected 10 tons of food in one day. And the following year we said our target is to collect 15 tons. So you put that target in there, and then all the the local press are quite excited. They think, okay, yeah, they're going to Sikh community on Vaisakhi Day are trying to hit this target, for our local food banks, which is keeping it relevant as well, because the food's going to go to obviously Midlands Langar Seva Society, but also local food banks who need it, local charities who need it. So it's got to be relevant for the local community as well.